Stop letting people make you think that you're crazy just because you figured them out. Yeah. Because people will fully leave you. They will fully.
Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking. Kindly subscribe to this beautiful channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about ladies, always trust your intuitions. Okay, so what you feel is that exactly what it is. Always believe in yourself, because as some ladies, they felt it and later they ignored it and regret it. So I don't want you to regret. So you guys, I put the videos together so that you watch and learn. I'll be back to share my two cents, like what I think about today's video.
Stop letting people make you think that you're crazy just because you figured them out. Yeah. Because people will fully leave you. They will fully exit your life once you're onto them. Once you see past their facade, once you see past the mask. They will make you feel like you're crazy. They will make you feel like your reality is not your reality. That's when the manipulation starts. They will fully gaslight you into thinking that you don't know any better. But whatever you do, always trust your intuition and your instinct. If something feels off, it's because it is.
Be mindful of the people that you are uncomfortable around. Be mindful of the people that you are naturally more quiet around. Be mindful of the people that you're more hesitant to share important information with. Sometimes your soul knows more than you know. Be around people that you feel safe with. Be around people that you feel free and open to just fully express yourself with no judgment. This is so important. I cannot stress this enough.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but I needed to hear this, so I'm going to share with you. Someone said you should never trust anyone or anything more than you trust yourself. And that is the realest thing I have ever heard in my whole entire life. I feel like oftentimes we discount our intuition as anxiety when it's really our internal compass telling us exactly which way to go. I just feel like there's so much noise online and in our personal lives that you have to be so strict by what you allow in. And you should never allow something that someone says to make you question your inner voice or to like move you from a state of calm to a state of anxiety. I always have to remind myself the difference between anxiety and intuition. Anxiety is loud, it's chaotic, it's rooted in fear, whereas intuition is calm, it's steady, it makes sense, and it feels right. At the end of the day, you just have to trust the voice that feels grounding, because that's your intuition and that's your power. There's way too much noise to listen to everyone.
Tell me your craziest story about intuition and how it ended up being true. I want to be free.
So I don't know if this is intuition or if this was just a guardian angel. So my son was about 10 or 11 months. He wasn't walking yet. And at that time, I was working during the day and I was taking college courses at night. And when I got home from work, I'm chilling with my baby. Everyone was outside. All the elders were outside just hanging out. It was summertime. And my son's father had meat on the grill. After a while, I was like, hey, I got class tonight, so take the baby so I could sleep for like 2 hours. He's like, oh, okay. So he takes the baby, I go to sleep. I am in a deep sleep, knocked unconscious. And then I hear this voice say, get up. It was a man's voice, and it jumped me out of my sleep. And I'm thinking I'm about to see like my son's father, like, hey, yo, you're oversleeping, get up. But when I jumped out of my sleep, I looked around, nobody was there. No one was there. But then when I finally like kind of came to my senses, I heard a voice say, Jesus Christ, get the baby. And my son's father, they're all from Trinidad. So this is a Trini accent. So I know, okay, this is coming from the backyard. This isn't coming, like, it's not the neighbor. Something told me, like, get the fuck out the bed. So once I hear, Jesus Christ, get the baby, I jumped out the bed. I looked in my living room. There's Legos, no baby. I looked in my son's room. He's not in the playpen. So I'm walking down the hall and I see my son's father. He had a man cave and he would never leave the door open because, the guys be back there watching sports and stuff. So the door's open and I'm like, that's odd. Junior never leaves that door open. And I hear screaming, Jesus Christ, get the... So as I look, my baby is hanging out the window. Just, my child is grown. He's 15, but just still thinking about it makes me... So I grabbed my son by his little ankles and I just hugged him and I screamed. I screamed so hard that I made my child scream. Like, I'm getting emotional just thinking about this shit. I held him and I screamed and I screamed. And like 30 seconds into it, my son's father is upstairs, and I've never seen that man scared. I never seen, when I tell you the look of fear in that man's eyes, that by the time like he realized the baby was okay and he was trying to like to calm me down, he was just like, where the fuck is Dawn? So I was like, Dawn? He's like, I told Dawn to watch him. So apparently, like I said, everybody was liming outside, but he was upstairs with his cousin watching the game. And he basically told his cousin, hey, watch the baby for 2 minutes. Let me just go and check on the meat on the grill. So he went back in the backyard to flip the meat. Dawn just left the baby. We don't know. Dawn was in the basement. My baby father beat the shit out of him. Like the family had to stop him because he's like, you almost fucking killed my kid. It got to the point where the women that were back there at the time, they were like in their 60s and 70s. They were all just like this, waiting, just preparing for my child to fall. They were just like, Jesus, get the baby. And my son's father had to leave the backyard, run up the steps, and then up 3 flights of steps because we were on the 3rd floor. And by the time he got there, I was already there. I don't know if it's a guardian angel. I don't know if it was my inner self intuition talking, but it was a man's voice. And I will never forget this. And this shit happened 15 years ago.
That's a video, guys. So I'm just here to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video. Okay, how to always trust your gut or your intuitions. Have you ever had a gut feeling about something but ignored it, only to regret later? Maybe you felt uneasy about a situation, a person, or decision, but you pushed that feeling aside. Today, we're going to be talking about this, okay? The inner voice, that gut feeling is there for a reason. It often knows the truth before your mind catches it. By the end of this video, you're going to know a lot, okay? So, what is intuition? Intuition is the inner knowing, that voice inside you that seems to come out of nowhere. It's not something you can logically explain, but feels real and undeniable. Think of it as your internal radar, picking up on things that your conscious mind might not notice. For example, you meet someone who seems charming, friendly, but sometimes feels off. You don't have proof, but your intuition is warning you to be conscious. I think that's your subconscious picking up on subtitle cues, things like body language, tone, or energy that conscious mind can't fully progress. Why people ignore their intuition? Many people ignore their intuition because they don't trust it. They tell themselves that being paranoid or overthinking. Society often teaches us to rely on logic and dismiss anything that doesn't come with tangible evidence. But here's the thing, intuition is not irrational. It's based on experience, patterns, and instincts that develop over time. Another reason people ignore their intuition is fear. Sometimes the truth is uncomfortable. Listen to your gut feeling, okay? That might mean making hard decisions. For example, your intuition might tell you a relationship is not right for you, but you ignore it because you don't want to face the reality, okay? So, signs your intuition is speaking to you. Your intuition doesn't always scream, it's often whispers. It might it might feel like a sense of uneasy or discomfort in certain situation, a certain thought or feeling that doesn't seem to have a logical explanation, a strong pull toward or away from something, even if you can't explain it. So pay attention to how your body reacts. Sometimes your intuition speaks through physical sensation like a knot in your stomach, chills or racing heart. What happens when you ignore it? When you ignore your intuition, you often end up regretting it. Think back to a time when you didn't listen to your gut. Maybe it was about trusting someone, taking a job, or making financial decision. Ignoring your inner voice can lead to missed opportunities or unnecessary challenges. For example, maybe you felt uneasy about a business deal, but you went ahead anyway, only to realize later that your gut was right, or maybe you ignored warning signs in a relationship and you ended up hurting because you didn't listen to your instinct. Instincts, the power of trusting intuitions. When you start trusting your intuitions, life becomes smoother. You make better decisions, avoid unnecessary drama, and feel more confident in your choices. Trust your gut doesn't mean ignoring logic or means combining intuition with reason. For example, or for instance, if you have a major decision and your intuition is telling you something is not right, because in reflect, gather the fact